I started asking people to come sing on the record. I thought it was going to be 2 duets because they wanted, the label said 2 really great duets would be fine, and we didn't really want to make a duets record. So I started just asking people because I was sure that not everybody would be able to do it. So I would just like ask my top favorites, and I started to ask, I asked a bunch of people. Everybody I asked said yes. So now I'm like, well, I've got 5 duets on the record, but my God, I mean, how great is that? It turned into a monster is what it did, but wow, it was fun. And it wasn't as tough getting them all corralled to do it as I thought it was going to be. Everybody was super pro about it and nailed it. Sounded great. Yes,
Yeah.
you heard that. Yes, she was. When we first started to talk about songs, I wanted to do Delta Dawn. It's the first song I learned on the guitar, and I thought it would be so neat to do it with Tanya, because she was 13 when she recorded that song. So for her to sing it again at however old she is now, we're both older. I thought it would be an interesting moment, and she said yes right away and was super excited about it. And then Reba was the next one, and then I heard we got Dierks and Reba confirmed the same day. That was a good day. Well, to me, Jann and I met in the late '90s at the Juno Awards, and we hit it off immediately, and we've been friends ever since. I thought that a Patsy Cline song, Patsy Cline transcends boundaries, country pop, whoever. If you're a female singer of any kind, you know Patsy Cline songs. And Jann is great. Jann listens to all kinds of different music. She's turned me on to different artists, and I know she likes country music, and I knew that would be a good marriage because she's a pop singer, and Patsy Cline had a lot of pop, inclinations, and I cut Leaving on Your Mind as opposed to Crazy or Sweet Dreams because it wasn't obscure, but it was obscure enough that people knew it, but it hadn't been overdone, and Jann just nailed her part, and I just think it's a really nice moment on the album. There's nothing else that sounds anything like it on the whole record. You know, I love. I've gotten to sing with a lot of really great artists, like either guest performances over the past years. We've had Vince and Alison Krauss and Emmy Lou come in and sing on stuff, and now this whole album, and there have been some really great moments. Um, you know, I asked her to sing on this, but she was on tour and couldn't do it, so it was really the only no I got. But Katie Lang, to me, is just the greatest vocalist on earth, so I'm going to get you one of these days. To me, Love is a Rose felt like the most contemporary track. I hear things, some of the stuff I really like about mainstream country radio is the more organic bands like the band Perry, and I loved the Dixie Chicks, and that banjo fiddle thing, and when I cut Poor Poor Pitiful Me, it was a cover, and when I cut Here for a Good Time, it was a cover, and I try to pick songs that will fit into today's playlist, and that was why I think this was chosen as a first single. It's a song I did when I was a kid too. I used to do a lot of Linda Ronstadt songs, and it felt natural, and I love the fiddles, I love the production, but it also feels contemporary. Leave It on Your Mind is one because I feel it's a vocal performance that maybe people haven't heard me do. It's more torchy, and I haven't done a lot of that. I've done a lot of the country honky tonk sound. They know I can do that. I've done the folky kind of Gentle on My Mind thing on No Fear and albums like Fearless, but I think Leave It on Your Mind, that torchy jazzy thing, is something that's just a little left center that maybe hasn't really been heard yet vocally. So I don't know. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's my favorite for people to hear, I think.